We are at the historic NWA Legends Mid-Atlantic Fan Fest here in Charlotte, North Carolina. I am Joe Dombrowski behind the camera, and I'm joined by a true timeless wrestling legend, the fantastic one himself, Mr. Bobby Fulton. He is someone who's been around many, many decades at pretty much every territory that's worth mentioning, and you've encountered many, many people in your career, but we also understand you've encountered the legend of Virgil. Tell us your Virgil story, Bobby.
Well, let me just tell you this. Quite a few years ago, I was running Ohio pretty regularly, and one night, I had a Tuesday night, and there was a Monday Night Nitro back then, so that's how far it went. Greg the Hammer Valentine, I'd had him booked and had King Kong Bundy. So Greg had called me after Nitro that night, and he said, Bobby, I'm still coming to the town. I said, great. I said, as a matter of fact, Greg, if you don't mind, would you please pick up King Kong Bundy in Columbus, because you'll be flying into Columbus. He'll be flying into Columbus. If you'll bring him down to Gallipolis, that would be great, southeastern Ohio town. Well, all of a sudden, I'm at the show that day, and there's no cell phones. This is way before those days. And I notice all of a sudden I see someone walking in the distance. And it's a predominantly white area of southern Ohio, southeastern Ohio. And it's a black guy, and he's walking with a bag. And I only had only 8 to 10 guys booked on each show. So all of a sudden I asked somebody, who is that? And somebody said, I think that might be Virgil. I said, Virgil? I said, well, he ain't even booked here. So I went down, went running out. I said, Virgil, you're not booked on this show. He said, well, Greg the Hammer Valentine called me and decided he wasn't coming, so told me to come to the show instead. I said, well, who's going to pick up King Kong Bundy? Because that was part of the deal. Greg the Hammer Valentine was going to pick up King Kong Bundy and drive him 100 miles down here. He said he didn't know. I called King Kong Bundy. I said, Greg the Hammer's not coming now. He goes nuts, starts screaming, what am I going to do? I don't have a driver's license on me. I don't have a credit card. How am I going to get there? I said, well, why don't you go to the front desk and see if someone could bring you the 100 miles down, and I'll get you way back. He said, I'll try that. Well, all of a sudden that night I had to wrestle Virgil. We got in the ring and we started wrestling, and as we're wrestling, all of a sudden Virgil first told me he was going to be a babyface and everything, and I said, Virgil, I don't think you're going to be a babyface here. So we go to the ring, and of course the people like me more. Well, as we're wrestling, he pulls me over on the rope and he starts choking me, and I start going like this, and all of a sudden Virgil pulled down that cable far, and I'm going, and he let it go like a banjo string. He hit me right up under the chin so hard, I thought I bit my tongue off, and the next day I had a black circle all the way around my tongue. And that's my Virgil story. I don't think anyone can beat it.
What's your Virgil story? Hear a lot of them at The Legend of Virgil on DVD at joe-dombrowski.com.